objective number one basically says that you're going to be performing research today. You're going to cite textual evidence that strongly supports an analysis of what the text says. Well, you're going to do that in just a minute. But for you, what you're really doing, what this means is you're performing research. Here, demonstrate command of the conventions of standard English grammar and usage when writing or speaking. What does that mean? It means you're going to write complete sentences with correct spelling, punctuation, and capitalization. That's all that means. Now, so you're going to, I'm going to give you some questions. You're going to perform the research. In other words, you're going to find your answer by doing research. And then you're going to put your research into a complete statement. Now, I'm going to demonstrate from here what y'all are going to do. Now,
can I interject real quick?
Sure.
Part of what you're going to be doing when you get to college, you're going to be taking three different types of classes. You're going to take one that's going to be on campus, which means you'll go to class every day. You're going to get yourself up, get yourself dressed. You're going to be responsible for going to class on time. You're going to be responsible for whatever the instructor allows you to do. He's going to give you a syllabus at the beginning of the year, or she, and it's going to have listed the dates of everything, when it's due, how you're supposed to do it, and they basically expect you to be able to do it as an adult and do those types of things. If you don't turn it in on time, and you've got a great teacher in Mr. Sellers because he's already making you do that stuff now. How many of y'all have you had an assignment that you had to airdrop to him or send through him through Moodle? Everybody in here. That's the way education's starting to move, okay? Second type of class you'll be in something called a hybrid class, which you do part of it on the internet, part of it you go to class. You don't go to class every day, you'll go maybe twice a week. And then the other part of the class, 3 to 5 days a week, will be on the internet. And then you got a totally internet class, which is totally online. You sit at home, sit in your recliner, watching football, eating popcorn, and typing and doing whatever you're doing. Whatever you choose to do. But you still got the dates and times that you got things done. Now, in coordination with this Anne Frank and the Holocaust that we've been studying all 6 weeks long, we're going to do something called an internet scavenger hunt. And Mr. Sellers is going to tell you how he wants you to approach this.
All right. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to go to my Moodle page. You know how to get there. And you're going to go to the Anne Frank, if you'll just watch the screen, you're going to go to the Anne Frank assignment. There it is, the Diary of Anne Frank. And you're going to scroll down to where you see the date, today's date, 10/2/2013, Anne Frank Holocaust, Anne Frank / Holocaust questions, and click there. Now, your instructions. Just like you did before, copy and paste the questions below into pages. Then use the internet to find your answers to the questions. Your answers must be in complete sentences and must contain proper use of capitalization, spelling, and punctuation. You must also include the website address with your answer. Submit your assignment in Moodle when it's completed. Okay? Now, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to copy and paste these 14 questions into a Pages document. And it's not letting me scroll down, so I'm just going to, I'll tell you what. Here we go.
How many of y'all have been on scavenger hunt before? Raise your hand. What's the purpose of scavenger hunt?
To find items.
To find items, right? Like, for example, Kenzie, tell me something that you had to find in a scavenger hunt. Like, somebody else give me an example. Go ahead.
Like we had to find letter, like stuff started with that letter.
Exactly. I went on a scavenger hunt one time in college where we had to find a certain type of soft drink at a certain grocery store in Troy between the hour of 6 and 7 o'clock. Like we had to find, I think it was something they don't even make anymore. It's called Tab. It's like a Diet Cola that from the late 80s, early 90s. And we were expected to go in there and get a 6-pack of it.
On the internet.
Where's the hiding place in Anne Frank's house?
Let's see, all right. What you're going to have to do is open up the internet. Open up Safari. And I'm going to put in what part of the building is the hiding place. I'll tell you what, that's very general. Why is that very general? That's not specific enough.
Because it doesn't have an entrance.
Okay, yeah, I haven't told the internet, I haven't told Safari which hiding place I'm talking about. And what part of the building is Anne Frank's hiding place? Type that as your search term.
That's
And then after you type that for your search term, just hit enter. Now, we did some of this yesterday. You looked at this site yesterday. You probably already know the answer to it, but still, you've got to answer it. All right, here's the 3D layout we saw the other day. Where was the hiding place at? In what part of the building was the hiding place?
That.
All right, looking at this 3D map on the screen, which part was the hiding place? Well,
Any section of the building?
here's the whole building here. The question asked you in what part of the building is the hiding place?
The front part.
Was it the front part?
What's this front part?
Now, which is the front? This is the front sidewalk here. This is the back. So in what part of the house was it? Wasn't it this part back here? Did we go to the site the other day? Oh, so that'll be something we can do later. I'm sorry. This is the front. The whole building was an office building. This was an office and warehouse, the front part. And then in the back, in these small quarters back here on these 3 floors, was the hiding place. So in what part of the building then was the hiding place? I heard somebody say the back. All right, yeah, it was in the back. All right, so somebody put that in a complete sentence.
And Frank's hiding location was in the back of the house.
Okay, good.
Or, like it says at the top of it, secret
Annex.
annex. What's an annex? Somebody tell me what an annex, huh? It's a separate part of the main structure. That's what an annex is. Just like on our campus, do we have any annexes around here? Yes, we do. Somebody tell me where it's located. Y'all go there every day at 10:20.
Snack.
The snack area, that would be an annex. Or the area over where the 3rd grade is now located, that used to be called the annex. Because it's a part of the main structure of the school, but it's located off to the side. Does that make sense? Okay.
All right, so what was the sentence we're going to put again?
And Frank's.
Anne Frank's, whoops, get rid of my bold. Anne Frank's hiding place, what?
Was located. Annex.
Was located
In the back of it.
in the back
Of the building.
of the building. Now, notice please that where are you always going to put a capital letter no matter what?
In the beginning of it.
Beginning of a sentence. Where are you always going to put punctuation?
At the end.
At the end. All right. That's what we're shooting for. I know you know how to do that, and I know you're supposed to do it, but you don't always do it. All right, you gotta kind of focus on that and make sure you get it in there. It's errors like that that you make that will lower your grade. Plus, it just makes you appear not to be intelligent. Now, and I left out my apostrophe. Did anybody catch that? All right, has everybody got that answer typed? Now, what do we got to do next? We got to put the address in there. Somebody explain to me how I'm going to do that. How do I put the web address in my answer?
Just drag it.
Okay, yeah, I just grab it right here and just pull it up. Boom, there it is. Okay? Now, you think you feel confident enough? Okay, so now you're gonna do number 3 by yourselves, and Coach Jones and I and Ms. Wiggins will be walking around checking on you if you have any questions. Okay? Any questions? All right, go ahead and get started on number 3, and we'll be walking around. If you need help, just get our attention.
Basically what you've done is, Mr. Sellers and I did, and then we did, and now you do. You do. So you've seen it done 2 different ways. Now you've got to put it into practice. If you need assistance, if we're walking around, raise your hand. Ms. Wiggins, our peer tutor, would you please go man the computer up in the front and just, you go ahead and do the same thing, that way they can see it, interact. Yes, that way they can see it, interact on the computer as we do it. Ms. Wiggins, our peer tutor, is going to be demonstrating on the front computer on the interactive smartboard. So if you need to look at what she's doing and kind of use it as an example.
This was new material for you today. Some of you were able to get going faster than others. That's okay. This is new to you. Research is something that is new to middle school. All right, you will be asked to do a lot of it. This is not due until Monday. All right, you have from now until Monday to work on this on your own. If you need help, you can come find Mr. Jones, come find me, come find Ms. Wiggins, and we'll help you do it. Okay? You'll submit it through Moodle on Monday, just like you did your Anne Frank questions the other day.
That's what your assessment's going to be. Remember the 3 things we're looking for. Answering the question in complete sentences and grammatically correct, and you turning it in on time, meeting the deadline. Okay? Now, the advantage that you have, and me, I taught at the high school 4 years. Okay? I taught high school for 18 years. The advantage that you have now as 7th and 8th graders is this. You're already going to be a leg up 2 years from now when you get to the high school. Whenever Perdido children go to the high school, we could identify them. You know how? Somebody tell me how. Were they prepared or not? They were prepared. Especially in science, and basically all 4 subjects. They were the ones that we called on the most during class. So you've got it advantage, okay? You need to maximize it and use it to your best advantage, okay? All right. So you ready for them to pack up?
Yes, sir, pack up.